whenever you saw her in a picture, people painted of her, people made of her, she was always covered up. And you see nuns nowadays, when they're wearing their clothes, people respect them more because they think they're following their religion better than we are. So if Mary, peace be upon her, Maryam alayhi salam, if she can do it and if nuns can do it, how come Muslim women can't do it? How come there's like a double standard there when Muslim woman does it, suddenly she's oppressed?
Yeah. Well, that's true freedom then. Freedom within the bounds of morality is dressing up instead of dressing down, you know? So that should be respected. You choose to wear more, and that is something that, you know what, if anybody looks at it, logically it makes sense, and one of the most righteous women, you just mentioned her name, Mary, the mother of Jesus, she was wearing the Muslim hijab also. You're doing the same, we're continuing the same legacy, and we're going to come back with more of Alya. And we got a special guest here on the Deen Show too. He'll be with us soon, Abraham, so don't go nowhere. Here on the Deen Show with Alya. Sit tight. Assalamu alaikum.
And with good deeds, we'll find that good breeds good.
Clear out your mind and your heart of hatred and preconceived notions, racism and nationalism, because you cannot have anything inside of you that's like that against people and still be successful.
Back here on the Deen Show with Alya, and we're going to continue on asking you some questions.
Oh.
All right. So, you know, there's a big thing in the media, you know, that Islam is being portrayed like it's something that is not good for humanity, like it's something that is extreme. Does Islam teach you to be extreme?
No, it doesn't.
Does Islam teach you to be radical?
No. In Islam, there are many different kinds of Muslims from all parts of the world, and we're always supposed to be nice to everyone, but including those Muslims too. So,
now, does Islam teach you to hurt innocent people, to have this idea that you want to hurt children,
actually,
people who are not Muslim, to want to kill them?
No, actually, I believe it's just either it's just in the Quran or in the Hadith. But it says if you kill one person, it's like you killed the whole world, and if you save one person, then it's like you saved the whole world.
Okay, so you're not. I mean, you're not one of those radicals, are you?
No.
Okay.
I don't gotta be, inshallah.
All right. We find that funny. Now there are, you know, we have to admit there are some people who possibly, you know, they have some misinformation, but that's why we encourage everyone to come, watch the Deen Show, read some of your books to figure out really what the Muslim youth are all about. And, you know, you're somebody who's a testimony to that.
Thank you.
All right, so we talked about the hijab, we talked about the terrorism, that Islam has nothing to do with this, and it's a shame that we have to constantly usually come back to this, but again, there's so many people out there who love what Islam is about. You know, it makes sense. Worship just God, do good, and get paradise, right? So accountability for your actions, day of judgment, all these things make sense, but then they hear something about Muslims and in the news and the media, and then they get this ill taste in their mouth, but now they get to hear it from us, and you know what? They start thinking a little bit different, and many of them even accept Islam. Is it true that more women are accepting Islam than men?
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, what do you got to say about that?
Well, there in the world actually there are more women than men, so there are always going to be. But alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, role models is very important. Nowadays, the youth are taking bad people as role models, all right, as their leaders, and you to get to where you were today, having, you know, mashallah, this knowledge, who did you have to take as a role model?
Well, some of my role models are Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a great leader, helping kids and adults, and he was one of my role models. And another one of my role models is Fatima radiallahu anha. She was also very brave and courageous, and she helped her father a lot in his mission in Islam. And some of my other role models in this Muslim society today that I think have done a lot for Islam and to help out this Muslim Ummah are, for example, Dr. Zakir Naik, Sheikh Yusuf Astas, Dr. Ibrahim Jamali, Dr. Tawfiq Chowdhury, and many other great sheikhs and scholars.
You know, I asked you some of these questions before. I think they're important now. You know, for some of the kids that are taking Britney Spears and J-Lo, 50 Cent, you know, Rough Rug, Riggedy Ride, these people as role models. You know, and they're listening to you now. Why should they take who you mentioned as role models as opposed to taking these other people as role models?
Well, like the people that I took for role models, they've always had good characters, they always had good manners, they always had good, they're always in good, they were always trying to do good, helping other people. And most of these people, some of their songs aren't very good, and some of their songs portray bad message that kids as young as me, we shouldn't be listening to it, and we shouldn't really know about it. We should keep our minds clean from these things. And so it's important to have role models that are going to teach you good things, that are going to, instead of teaching you bad things and teaching you worse things than we're supposed to know at the same age.
Let's talk about respect in Islam. What does Islam teach you about respect?
Well, Islam teaches us respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, respecting Him, respecting God, is by obeying His commandments and obeying what He's telling us to do. And from that, we also have to respect all of mankind, Muslim or non-Muslim. So we have to respect them, and we also have to respect plants and animals and other living things.
That's beautiful. Islam is giving you a complete balance. But the first thing, as you mentioned, is respecting the one who gave you life.
Yes.
So you want to worship Him alone. What if someone says, look, you know, I worship a messenger like Jesus? I mean, is that the right thing to do?
No, because even the messengers, in some point or another, they always said when they were stuck in something or they had to get help, they always prayed to God. They always prayed to Allah. They always went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Allah and to help them and to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help. So even they always surrendered themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So
now, when you say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are you talking about some moon god? Who are you talking about when you say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the God who created this universe and who created everything in it.
And that's the one that these messengers, they called upon when they were in need.
Yes.
Now, the next question, why